said doing it in the bed.
It's something because I looked up the lyrics because I never knew exactly what I always mumbled my way through.
It's really hard to listen to the Bee Gees and say you can understand everything they're saying.
I definitely knew you should be dancing, but I always just mumbled my way.
Part was actually some words. Like what? Oh my gosh, man. It'd be so funny.
That would be funny.
Yeah. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your Blerd girls, Triple F Queen Bola.
No tagline wit.
And this is BlerdTalk with Bola and Whitney.
Coming at you.
How's everybody doing?
Look at us coming through, being, earlier than usual.
Yeah, you got an episode earlier, y'all. Like, we don't do this.
We usually
don't do this.
The final countdown.
Anyway, but yeah, we coming at you early, because this is a busy month. I love it. It's also me and Whitney's birthday month. Pull over that tuna salad. Whoop, whoop. Pull over that tuna salad. Whoop, whoop. It's tuna salad, right?
What? I don't even know what you're saying.
Pull over that too fast. Whoop, whoop. You know that
Girl,
song?
if it's new, then I don't know it.
No, it's old.
Oh.
It's definitely old.
Huh.
Isn't it tuna salad, though? Pull over that.
I don't
too
know
fast.
if I've
Pull over
either.
that tuna salad.
Are you sure it's not to the side?
Ooh. I always said tuna salad.
I
did.
I don't even know what the song is, but I'm just saying
I gotta find it
sounds
now.
like it could be to the
Anyway,
side.
but y'all, it is June, our birthday month, Gemini season. Woo. And this is my declared month of fun. You got your Blerd girl doing all sorts of activities and fun all month. So, BlerdTalk will be, let's just say if you follow our Instagram and TikTok, you shall partake and see all the fun we are having. Sorry, I got my Nigerian thing in there. Just so y'all know how hype I am.
All right.
But I'm excited for our month of fun, our birthday month.
Yeah.
Me and her are going to have an activity too.
That's right.
You'll definitely see video about that because I'm the videographer and social media person. But I'm just excited because I love June just because it's our birthday. Whitney's is on. Can I tell people your birthday?
Yeah, a month a day at least. Don't be throwing the year out there.
Okay.
I mean, not that I care. People know
hers
how
is on the
old
11th, June 11th. And then mine is on the 19th. As you all now know, is Juneteenth. But if we got any listeners listening outside the U.S., just don't worry. It's just the 19th. But we got it on Juneteenth. So, and I always now feel like I need to do something Juneteenth-y. Which is not a word, but I always have to do something along the line.
Will you actually watch The Blackening?
No, but I am planning to go to the Fine Arts Museum with our friend Maddie and look at the new exhibits. There's a new exhibit coming in this month, and it's called the Communication, something Wigfall in the Communication Village. So the fact that it says Communication Village really inspired me because I love communications. I'm the communicator.
Indeed.
But I wanted to see what kind of art was inspired by it. So I'm very excited for that. So I will be doing that on my birthday as well. I'm also going to go eat. I usually eat Indian on my birthdays. Always. But this year I'm going to go eat at a Black-owned business.
Oh, which one?
Lily Pearl. I got to figure out how I'm going to do it and what I'm going to do because I'm trying to make reservations early just because I feel like it's a very popular place, but I really want to eat there for my birthday.
Yeah, and it's not, I think I went there on I'm pretty sure we went there on our food tour, and it's not super big, so probably a good idea to make reservations.
Oh yeah, your girl is making reservations as soon as possible. So I'm trying to get and figure out I don't know how I'm going to plan it, y'all. But anyway, we've got other stuff going on. I'm taking Whitney as a gift to a comedy show. We're going to see Roy Wood Jr. in Virginia Beach at the end of the month.
And have some African food.
Yes, and try some Nigerian food restaurants because apparently you can get them anywhere but Richmond.
Though, Bola and I are going to at some point try this travel. Well, I don't know if traveling is the right word, but it was by the grace of God. I was going in Walmart one day, and this dude stopped me in the parking lot, which for me is red flag, red flag. But he was trying to give me a flyer, and automatic reaction. I ain't even looking at it, just be like, oh no, thank you, no, thank you. But then I saw
you gave him the fuck off face, didn't you? Because Whitney got a hard one. She learned it back in school when college days. I remember she didn't even notice me, her friend, looking at her as she rolled past me with that. I was like, Whitney, your face was just so cold. She was like, I don't have time. I was like, but I'm your roommate. I'm your friend. You totally passed me by.
I have got like tunnel vision. I am not seeing anything.
Oh man, that was the day I know that
looking neither left
you're
nor
an
right.
interesting sort. But I was like, hi, Whitney. You just like totally ignored me. All right, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
It was like, how many years ago? It's fine.
Well, yeah,
I dare you to do it now.
If anybody knows me and I go past them and I do not talk to you, it's probably because I did not see you. Like,
it's quite all right. Go ahead with your story.
With me. Yeah. But like, the usual, no thank you. I'm not taking anything that you're handing out. But then I saw it said something like African food, and I was like, oh, snap.
And
never
they're
mind.
Nearby.
I will take this flyer from you. So I took it and went inside. And as I'm like going inside to get whatever I was getting from Walmart that day, something really quick, I was just kind of flipping through and I was like, oh, egusi, yes. I was like, oh God, I am so glad I stopped. We need
to try that. Like, please, let's pick a day where we're going to do that.
Yes, we will.
I want to try.
We will. Because if it's good, that's going to be awesome.
If it's delivered, we just gonna come here, sit, and eat it together.
Yes,
that's what we're gonna do.
But when I came back out, dude was gone, and I was like, it was just nothing but the grace of God.
And I took a picture of it. That too. When you came to my sister's house, I took a picture of it. And I'm like, just in case the paper is gone, I got evidence.
Snap. Speaking of, where did I put that picture? I'm glad you took a picture.
All right.
Because I had meant to take a picture myself, and now I'm like, where did I put that?
We need to know the pictures, y'all. Thank God for Bola.
Yes. But we're going to do that because I've been telling Bola for like years. I'm like, if somebody in y'all's community would just make a food truck or restaurant, I would keep them in business by myself.
They all think they make the best food, and I'm like... Get your act together then. Show some stuff, but they don't. But it's fine. But it's very, very difficult. Nigerian food is very particular, so it's not like Asian food or Hispanic food that's like everywhere. Very hard to find African food done well because everybody does it in their house. But I'm like, the masses want it. You know what I mean? And I remember I went to our friend Anu. Their church did a Indian and Sri Lankan food festival at their church, and I was like, "This is awesome!" And it was like way overpacked. So many people came, and it was just like I hardly got food because I was like, "Yo, I wanted to try the butter chicken, the other stuff." They're like, "It's gone." I was like, "It's 1:00. How is it?" She's like, "It's gone. The butter chicken is gone." The line was long, and I was like, "Yo, we should do something like this because there's not any Nigerian food festivals, and like not all African food is similar. Africa is very, very large with multiple countries in it. Everyone just kind of lumps everything in. I'm like, no. Ethiopian food is different from Ugandan food. Ugandan food is different from Nigerian food, and vice versa. You know, so all the regions eat differently. And so I was like, I'm thinking about it. Like, it's in my mind. I'm going to talk to the people about it. We just need to do it so that people can experience our food because our food is so delicious.
It is.
And nutritious.
It's the bomb.
But we're just this is just a couple of things we're doing this in our month of fun. I already have some stuff on my Instagram. I got to put it on the BlerdTalk TikTok so that people know that, we out here having fun this month. Whitney, also, if you're doing stuff, make some videos.
I'll try.
I'm gonna get on her, y'all. Anyway, but our episode today, let's get into that. Our episode today is on the Little Mermaid 2023. I like that. That was sweet. All right, so we are going to be reviewing the new Little Mermaid in just a few minutes. But, of course, we got our segments, y'all. We got our topics. We got something happening. Right? All right, so we're going to get into our Blerd Out. This is the segment where, for all those who are new to listening, we just kind of blurt out about something else besides the movie we're reviewing or thing we're reviewing. Because sometimes it just be an event we be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
right? All right, so let's blurt out. Blurt out. Blurt out. Blurt out. All right. Today's Blurt Out is brought to you by The Color Purple. I just wanted to do that. I'm joking, y'all. I'm joking. All right, Whitney, why don't you take it away? Do Blurt Out first.
Okay. All right. So I've got a few things I'm blurting out about. So first thing, me and my mom were at the Altria Theater on Friday to see another Broadway in Richmond, and this one was Hadestown.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And it's been all over the news.
Yeah, it's actually one of the only ones that I haven't really known that much about going in.
Yeah, because I think it's new, right?
I think it's relatively new, but most other ones that I've known something about or like heard some of the soundtrack or something, didn't really know like anything about Hadestown. It was awesome.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. Like, oh, yeah. Loved it. I love stage productions so much, especially like these like Broadway musicals. The creativity, things they do with like the lighting and like problem solving on stage, because it's not like you have special effects and stuff. You have to find some way to do this stuff, and it was just another example of just like why stage productions are so awesome. And then of course the voices, awesome. It was just super. It was one I didn't have any expectations going into, just because I didn't really know that much about it, but it was awesome. So, highly recommend Hadestown. I mean, I don't think it's here anymore, because I think it was like, Thursday through Sunday is usually the running.
Okay.
Only
for a few days? It's not a couple weeks?
No, it's like something like really big ones like Hamilton might have a couple weeks worth, but most of them only run for the traveling shows like a weekend, and like a Thursday through Sunday.
Gotcha.
Tend to be.
Gotcha.
So I'm sure it's probably gone by now, but it was awesome. So if you can catch it somewhere, whether maybe it's going to Norfolk or something, or somewhere close by, Hadestown was awesome. I highly recommend it.
All right.
Yeah. I need to download the songs, because I'm a person like, I can't always make out all the lyrics when I'm watching it live. So I also like to go back and like listen to like the soundtrack, so I can pick out the lyrics more and be like, oh, that makes it even more awesome, because now I understand what the lyrics are. And that
one day I hope to write a musical. Like, I really want to write a musical.
Yeah, you should work on finishing some stuff.
Oh my gosh, Whitney, don't come at me like that. Just go with it.
Okay.
I've only like written like incomplete songs for this one thing, but I'm like, I would love to write a musical one day, just because I love musicals too. It's just a goal of mine. Like, it's just something I want to do.
Do it.
I don't even know if it gets produced. I would just be beyond my idea. I just want to like make sure it's done. You know what I mean?
Do it. Do it.
Okay, Mom. Okay. All right, go ahead. We can finish. All right,
I got two more blurt outs. So one of them is, Thursday, my parents told me about. I don't know if you've heard of what is it called? Something to do with. Where's that little card I had? Can't find it. Well, anyway, they do like music in the summer at Westchester Commons.
Oh, free?
Yeah.
Is it symphony concerts? Because I was thinking about doing that as well.
Not symphony. It's like they do it out on the lawn, but they have like
lawn chairs.
Yeah, you bring your own lawn chair. It's like it's the Westchester Commons concert series. So this Thursday was the first one of the season. So it looks like they go from like June to near the end of September. But this band, I don't know if you've heard them before. I think this was probably my first time experiencing them. But they were called Innovation, E-N with a little apostrophe sign, Novation. And they were awesome. So I am blerding out, because they were, and it was like great weather on Thursday, but like they were amazing. We'll throw the link to the Innovation Band into the show notes.
So are you blerding out about the series or the band?
I am blerding out particularly about the band, because the series, like looking at the names and stuff, I'm not sure if the style of music is like more kind of something that I would be into going to, but it's free, so you might find something surprising that you'd be kind of into. But I, for now, am blurting out about the band Innovation. If I go to another one and see another fire one, then I'll maybe upgrade it to blurting out about the series itself. But I mean, I do recommend it, because it's a free thing to go to, something fun. They advertised as having food trucks out there. I saw a food truck, singular.
One truck, dang.
I mean, they had a wine tent, but I'm like, I only see the wine tent and the food truck, singular, so,
So this is Westchester, like
near the theater. Well, not, in the same, like, shopping center as, like, the theater, but kind of closer to the center.
Website?
I think they do. I'll have to find, okay, yeah, I'll make a note to myself to find the link for the website for the Westchester concert series or whatnot. Is it on there on that card?
No, I see shop westchester.commons.com.
Maybe they have it somewhere on their like main site, because I would think they would put like something directly, but I guess if you're advertising something, you're probably trying to also bring in like people to patron like the other businesses there, so maybe you don't want to put just something directly to there, so just like make sure it's going to everything.
Right.
But yeah, I'll try to find. I guess we'll just put this one in there and just see if they have the link to like the concert series. But it was really fun. I enjoyed it. The band was phenomenal. So,
what style of music is the band?
They do like covers.
So is it like live action? I mean, live action. Is it like top 40 hits or like what's on the radio
so,
now?
But I mean, they're like they're probably like around
R&B?
my parents' age. So like they did
R&B?
some new. Well, no, they did a number of different things. They played like a version of Blurred Lines. They did like some. I'm really into oldies. So they played some like they had some Michael Jackson. They had some oldies. They had, I'm trying to think of other ones. They played a number of different things, and I was there for it.
Okay. Because me, I'm like, one thing with Richmond is like nobody like super famous comes here, but we have a lot of good local bands, and I'm like, I'm all about some good music.
Right?
I don't care who it is. It's local.
We
have awesome like local or smaller bands that come through here. I've been trying to get Whitney to see these people all the time. The only band you've seen is Dance Candy. Mm-hmm. But I've been trying to get you to see the Inside Out band because they come to the Uptown Alley like almost every month or so.
Oh, okay.
Or every 2 months. Mm-hmm. They travel around, but they are phenomenal. And they play like the modern music. Like they'll play Lizzo. They'll play Dua Lipa.
Oh.
They'll play like...
Sounds like my
anything. Like, yeah, they play like dance music, and I enjoy them. I look for them every time I go on Uptown Alley when I'm like, I want to dance, I want to go out. I look for them when they're performing.
Why don't you just go to their website to see when they're...
Because I go on Uptown's website because then I know when they're coming to Uptown. Because they be going all over the place, but Uptown will let me know which day they're going to be there. Because I can't go to North Carolina or wherever they're moving to.
They're that wide.
Yeah, they move around the states.
Yeah.
So, but Uptown will always have a schedule about when they're going to be at Uptown. So I look for them because when they are there, you will have a good time. These ladies can blow. They play really well. It's like a full band. They have a brass section.
Ooh.
And they always wear shiny outfits.
Speaking of brass, that'll be like really a point of discussion for us when we get to the main review.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm telling you, the local band scene is always awesome.
Yeah.
So I really like that about Richmond, that you can listen to some good live music.
Right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we'll throw that in the show notes, the link to the Innovation Band website, as well as a link to the Westchester Commons, and we'll try to see if we can find one more directly linked to like the concert series. But my final blurred out is Ghostbusters Afterlife. Yeah, I just watched that show. I mean, that movie.
Is that the one with Paul Rudd?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
'Cause so like I was watching I was trying to rent No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home, so my mom could see it, and I was having a time because if you have an Android phone now, like you can't buy or rent stuff through the through like books or movies or shows. You can't buy or rent through Amazon anymore. Like, I guess because of like the Android store rules. So you have to like go to the website, and then you have to sign in to Amazon, and then you have to like buy there, and then you have to go. And I'm just like,
that's what I had to do for when I wanted to buy the Naruto movie.
Yeah.
It wouldn't let me do the last Naruto movie, and I was like, I want to buy this. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
So I had to go online and do it, and then it popped up.
Yeah.
So stupid.
So I'm just like,
side note, they are making things very difficult. All these streaming services, they are now like, you can't even like, I wanted to show my sister Polite Society.
Oh yeah,
and it said it was available, but it really wasn't. It was available to rent for $19.99, to buy for $24.99, and I was like,
well, I mean, it's still relatively new, so that doesn't surprise me.
But why so much?
I think in this period where like it's not so out much yet, like out.
But why was the renting? The renting was like was almost $20. You're like,
probably because
it's in the theater for less.
Probably because it's still available in theaters.
But it's not anymore. That's the problem.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's not gotten to where they released it like on DVD or anything yet.
Right.
So it's like that in between period. So maybe when they actually push it to like it's available to buy like the
it's just
Blu-ray DVD,
changing things, and it's making it harder. They're asking you for more money. Now there's like, you can't even find shows and TVs TV shows and movies, like you used to be able to find them easily, or like, you pay for several and then you're like, okay, I don't need all of the streaming services, and let me just get these ones and I could get stuff. But it's like now you can't even, just to watch certain shows, you have to get everything. And I was like, but everything used to be on Hulu. Or like all the networks used to, you could at least, Hulu, I could get shows. Like, doesn't matter, I don't have to get Paramount Plus, I don't have to get, but now you can't even. It's so irritating because I'm like, I'm not going to buy all these streaming services. And more of them pop up, and it's too much.
I start pausing stuff now. Like, I currently have Apple TV Plus, and I was just waiting for Ted Lasso to be done so I could go through and binge my way through Ted Lasso. I'm also going to binge my way through Shrinking. That show I'm sure I've talked about it on a previous episode. But I'm going to binge watch my way through both those shows, and then I'm going to put my Apple TV Plus subscription on pause or cancel it to go over to Paramount Plus because I want to watch Grease: Rise of the Pink Ladies, and I'm sure there's a number of other things.
I thought that was on Amazon.
No, that is a Paramount Plus show. And also I can watch the Teen Wolf movie. Okay. Not like the Michael J. Fox one, but the one, it's funny. It's the
new Teen Wolf.
It's the movie that's based off of the series that was based off of the movie. Okay. Because the MTV series, they made based off of like the Michael J. Fox.
Oh, I like that one. The Michael J. Fox one. I always love that one.
Yeah, but MTV made a Teen Wolf series that is fire. And it's on Paramount Plus. And then they made a movie like maybe a year or two ago. And was only on Paramount Plus, so I haven't gotten a chance to see it. And I loved the show so much, so I feel like the movie's probably going to be pretty good. But I wasn't about to add another one. I'm like, I'll swap out ones that I'm subscribed to, like cancel or pause one and then subscribe to another one. But I'm like, I'm not going to add another one.
Right. It's too much. I was like, I can't. I remember I was so mad because I really wanted to see Saturday Night Live, certain people that were on there, like Quinta had come on there and I wanted to see her episode, but I don't have like regular cable. But I always before used to just watch on, if I wanted to see the whole show as it appears, because you could watch the clips in different order on YouTube, but I wanted to see the show as it appears because you can't really get like all the stuff. So I was like, I wanted to see that show. I wanted to see the girl from Wednesday hosted one time. Okay. And I was hearing that a lot of people that have come on recently have been really funny. And I can't because now I have to get Paramount Plus. They moved all the NBC shows.
Oh, that's NBC.
Yeah, I used to watch Grand Crew, and I can't watch that anymore because they just took all the shows off of Hulu because that's how I used to watch them.
That makes sense because now I guess it's mostly like Fox and ABC because CBS is under Paramount Plus, isn't it? And I guess NBC. NBC has Peacock. So now it's just
it's a headache, and I'm like, y'all need to figure something out because I'm not gonna buy all these streaming services. And it seems like every time there's a new one coming out from a new network doing it, and I'm like, it's too much. Every channel can't have its own thing, and they want to charge us $20 for each one. Yeah, because that's where they're going.
And I am hoping and praying that I don't get hit with an email from Netflix.
Yes, because of the password sharing thing. Yeah. That was on the news all day. And you're just like, I'm really praying I don't get up. Because I do share my password with some people. But I'm like, I mean, they don't watch that often for them to be paying for it themselves. So I'm like, just watch this person I know that I share it with. She only watches it when she's just like, when I have some free time. Otherwise, she don't really watch a lot of TV and movies. So it doesn't make sense for her to watch it, to pay for it. Because I wouldn't either if you're not doing it every day. Yeah. So I don't know. It's really annoying how they're trying to.
I hope they miss me because
capitalism is annoying.
It's just my family who watches it. But like, that's what I'm saying. And since I'm over at my parents' house like at least twice a week, and then over at my brother and Tiffany and them's house like a couple times a month. Hopefully they'll be like, oh, your IP address is all over the place. You're probably living at all these places. I'm like, yes, Netflix, I do.
I know. Don't. And I'm like, that's how family does it. Like, it's one thing that it's like the whole reason why people start buying cables because it was cutting the cost. It's too expensive. You're not watching all those channels. So we were like, okay, let me do this. And it helps us out as people, regular folks, cut costs in certain places. Everything's so expensive now to have, like, okay, I know sister over here, she got Disney Plus, then we all share it. Or mom got Netflix, we all share it. I got Amazon Prime, Apple TV, we all share it. This one got the Viki for the Korean stuff. It's just, we do it like that. I got Hulu, and it's like, we do like that so we're not all paying for everything. Otherwise, you basically have a cable bill again.
Yeah. I mean, but at least there's flexibility. It's not like you're locked in the same way you
all
were.
This shit. How about that?
I mean, but at least there's that. At least there's the option that you can cancel and just pick which ones, whereas you couldn't really do that with cable. Like,
they just can't let us have nothing, Whitney. That's my main issue. They can't let us have nothing. Anyway, finish your blur. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. What was I on? Yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife. So we watched No Way Home on Stars. And after I was watching that, in like the bottom, they had different things. I also watched Venom, Let There Be Carnage, because I had seen Venom before, but I hadn't seen the sequel, Let There Be Carnage. So I watched that. It was decent. Nothing I would blurt out about, but I watched Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I loved it. I just thought it was just so much heart in it, and it just like it really captured. I love that they had the original actors in there at the very end. They cameoed
like the Ghostbusters.
The original Ghostbusters. Yeah, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd still alive?
Yeah, it's the other guy. What's his name? Harold Ramis. He passed away in 2014, but they had recreated him, I guess, in the movie because he had passed away, and like his granddaughter was experiencing him as like a ghost.
You know, I never watched the original Ghostbusters.
You should. They're so fun.
I've never seen it. There's some things I've never seen that was so big back in the day.
Yeah.
Everyone always gets at me for never seeing the original Star Wars.
You should see Ghostbusters.
And I don't think I've watched all of Back to the Future. I watched clips, but I've never seen the whole movie.
You know what? I don't think I've seen all of one of them. So,
you know what, Whitney? You know what we should do? Let's do this one of the days this week. Mm-hmm. I mean, this month. Mm-hmm. Let's do like we're going to watch these old films and eat that African food. Hey, plans!
I like it. I like it.
I like it. I'm down for that. All right.
We should do that. But yeah, that's what I'm blurting out about. So if you guys have not seen it, check out Ghostbusters Afterlife. It was awesome. It put me in mind of the original, but not too derivative. Because, you know, when there's a really good movie, you don't need to have like a one-to-one remake of it. You like some stuff different, but you like having some the aspects that made it really good. And I like that at the end, they had the original Ghostbusters song playing.
I ain't scared of no ghosts. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I ain't scared of no ghosts. Right.
Yeah. Because, you know, it's cool when they remake some songs, but some songs is like, don't touch it. Don't touch
Whitney's
it.
really anal about these songs, y'all. Can we pray for her?
I mean, if it's a really
Let the church say yeah. Don't mess with that song.
Yeah, but I love that. That was like my jam. Like when we were young,
it's okay.
Like
that's how
elementary
I felt about
school, going like skating at the skating rink. That was the jam. Like when they would put Ghostbusters on, everybody was out there like.
That's how I felt when Beyonce touched the when Beyonce did that song Before I Let Go.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, no, Beyonce, leave it alone. It was fine.
Right? I mean,
everybody likes her version now.
Hers is good, but it still doesn't top the original. Nothing can top the original. I mean, you're great, Beyonce, but you can't touch the original.
I like. Before I let go. I like the original. You make me happy. It don't need that. It don't need none of that. But I was the only one that wasn't down with it. So,
I mean, I'm not down with it. It's just
and then
that
she mixed
nothing
it with
compares.
the other song too, and I was like, no, leave them separate. There's a reason why that song is that song and this song is this song. Like there are two songs back to back that can do the electric slide too. No, I had such a hard time that summer. That thing I kept changing the channel every time. Anyway, let me just get into something else.
Yeah, I'm done with my blurred out. So you go, girl. You go, girl.
Oh,
sorry, you guys, but it's on Stars. If you have the Stars app, or if you have, well, I don't know about Stars channel.
Lord Jesus, now you gotta have Stars app too. Lord have mercy. We can't get no peace.
I mean, I got peace because I didn't have to pay for it. Because you know that, like you have your exchange barter system. My parents pay for super expensive cable. They use my Netflix, my Hulu, my Apple TV Plus, my Amazon, my Disney Plus. I use their channel. I use their FiOS TV provider subscription to get Max. And now I've gotten Stars, and I could probably get Showtime too using theirs. So it's a nice barter system.
Yeah. My mom told me that she's like, if it goes up anymore, she's taking Netflix off. I was like, don't do that, Mom. That's where all the shows are. We can watch without commercials. Don't do that. Bridgerton 3 ain't out yet. Don't do that. Season 3 ain't out yet. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Queen Charlotte was fire.
All right. So I'm only going to be blurting out about, I want to blurt out about this thing, but I think we're going to do an episode on it. So I'm going to just wait. But
give him a sneak peek.
So I wanted to blurt out about Across the Universe. No, that's that movie.
I'm like, well, that's a throwback.
And this rain into a paper cup. I love that movie.
It is an awesome movie.
Across the Universe is actually the Beatles movie that came out years ago. Mm-hmm. Watch it because it's very artistic and
fire.
Cool.
Yeah, and Julie Taymor, who is the person who did the Broadway version of Lion King with all the like creativity that went into like the masks and stuff. She did Across the Universe, and it is awesome. Like so creative.
Yeah, and then it also made me learn Beatles music because I was like, I only knew like a few songs. I didn't really know about them that much. Like I was definitely a Monkees person. Hey, we're the Monkees.
I watched that show.
And I know the Beatles are far superior, but I was back then. You couldn't tell me nothing. I used to be like, "Who are the Beatles? Screw them. They're not the Monkees." I used to say that all the time. And I like the little Davy Jones, and I thought he was so handsome. The British. I had such a crush on him back in the day. Anyway, let me not tangent too much. Gotta love Lizzo. That's my girl. But I'm blurting out. I'm blurting out about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Is that correct?
She cheated on me, you guys.
I did, but she also watched Little Mermaid without me.
Okay.
So I was payback.
Okay.
Because I was so mad to find out you watched it by yourself because I was like, I was at home doing nothing. So I had to back up and watch it, but I knew. And then I was like, well, I'm going to watch, because you were at work and I'm off every other Friday. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I didn't want to be at home. Mm-hmm. I wanted something to do. I was like, let me just go watch this film. And I went and watched it at AMC. Mm-hmm. They have a whole new system now.
System in what way?
Like the popcorn place is different. Have you been to AMC in a while?
Not in a while.
Oh my God. I had paid for popcorn. Actually, they better give me my $10 back. Because I paid for popcorn. They have a kiosk now that you have to. It's totally different. Mm-hmm. They have like only half of the bar. Mm-hmm. And then they have this popcorn thing. And then they have like the drink machines now. Huh. You can get the drink yourself.
Oh.
And it's ridiculously, it doesn't make any sense. Because I was like, people can definitely steal this drink. Like,
right.
But whatever. I was like, so people can just steal popcorn and drink because you guys, how are you monitoring it? They're not.
They probably don't have enough staff to monitor. So they're just like, whatever.
You order the stuff and they don't check your receipt. They only check your ticket. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I ordered and I went through the kiosk and it said, we can deliver the popcorn to your seat. So that's what I did because I didn't know anything else. Mm-hmm. And I was waiting and popcorn never came to my seat. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what is this? Because I didn't understand what was going on with the popcorn. There was just bowls of popcorn there. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know what's happening right here.
Yeah.
I just went with what the kiosk told me. They're like, oh no. And then it wasn't until I left the film that they told me, oh, when you want popcorn and drinks, you just get that yourself. But if you wanted the hot food, that's when you order and it comes to you. And I was like, well, why did the ticket say that I could get it delivered to my seat? She's like, yeah. I'm like, but nobody knows this. Someone's supposed to tell you that. No one told me this. Mm. So I was sitting there waiting for my popcorn forever. But because you know me, I don't like to get up during films.
Hell no.
I don't like to miss anything. I'm like, no, I don't care what's happening.
I want to close my eyes.
Exactly. And I definitely will not be falling asleep as long as the film is not boring. But I was so mad. So I spent $10 on popcorn I didn't get. Mm. And I was like, I need a refund, please. But it's totally different now at AMC. But the film I went and watched it. It was very packed. I instantly regretted it because I was like, everybody and their mama, son, kid, he's in here. Luckily, I was by myself, so I found a seat. Mm-hmm. But I was just like, everybody's in here. The bathroom was a mess. Oh. I was like, it's summertime. Everybody's doing too much. I was like, why are there so many of you here on Friday? It's just 3:00. Shouldn't y'all be getting off of school? Like, y'all should be at home. Everybody was in the theater. Like, it was crazy. But I enjoyed this movie very much. Mm. I'm not going to get too much into it since we're probably going to do an episode about it. Mm. I would watch it again, honestly. It was that good.
Okay.
It was very rich, like... I enjoyed it. Like, it was in the vein, like, there was parts of it that really reminded me of, like, Doctor Strange when they did the multiversal stuff. Yeah. And seeing so many different types of Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Women, too. It was Lego Spider-Man was in there. It was very interesting. I don't want to get into it, but I liked it. And they started off with the girl story. Mm-hmm. So you learned a little bit about her. Mm-hmm. And then it went back to Miles. Because it threw me off. Because I was like, why are we watching the girl for so long? But it was important to learn her story first. Mm-hmm.
Plus, I really liked her character anyway.
I did. I love her character. But we didn't know her background story. Mm-hmm. And it's very interesting what they did with it now. All the different actors that are in it. Mm-hmm. It was very cool. And, I mean, the movie's just so artistic. It's so beautiful, so colorful. You know me. I was just mesmerized by the color. And I love the Indian The Indian Spider-Man.
Oh, snap.
There was an Indian one. It was so cool. His outfit was different. They went to another dimension where he lived. It was so cool. And I was like, there's just so much going on in the film. By the end of it, you were like, is there more? Is it, you just have to watch.
Part 1. I do know that
okay,
Spider-Man
good. I didn't want to spoil it because
Spider-Verse is a part 1 because part 2 comes out next year.
Because I didn't know. I thought they were going to just be done with this second one. But they ended it on such a big cliffhanger. You were like, nah, man. Everybody was like, no, when the film was done. I was like, what? There should be more, right? I was first bummed, and
March
then I was
29th.
like, happy.
2024.
March when?
29th.
Oh, God.
At least it's not too bad. It's not a full year.
Anyway, I enjoyed it very much, so I had to blurt out about that.
Well,
but
I'm
the other
excited
thing
to see it. Can I just do like a quick thing? I just want to say, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse for me is my probably all-time favorite Spider-Man movie. Bar
better than Tobey
none.
Maguire?
I like those, but
love those,
to be honest, No Way Home is like probably second place, or maybe
No Way Home
close
was
to
fantastic.
close to first. But like Into the Spider-Verse to me is the best Spider-Man movie that has been made thus far.
So we went into the Spider-Verse. Now we're going across the Spider-Verse, and then I'm pretty much sure the newest one's going to be called Beyond the Spider-Verse. That's the new one.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
I know
on
here it just says Across the Spider-Verse Part 2.
It says that one is going to be called Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Oh, okay.
But it was very good, so I recommend watching it.
I can only imagine because it's like I said, that's my favorite Spider-Man movie. I think it is the best one, so I'm excited for this sequel. It is
very good. It's very touching too. It's very family oriented this time, and
that's also why I wanted my mom to see it because she had not seen it, and she wasn't really into you guys seeing Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse because I told her it was animated, and she was like,
Tell her that it slaps so much that it's unfathomable the slappage of this film.
No, she knows because I showed it to her last week. I showed her Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and at the end she was like, okay, you were right. It was awesome.
Very good.
It was awesome.
Very good.
Even for someone who is not that into animated movies or shows, my mom, who was not that excited about, she was like, you were right, this was awesome.
My other thing I was gonna blurt out about is so I went to a book swap at our local book bar. You guys know, those who listen to us all the time, the few of you, that's shade for us. But we go to I don't think Whitney goes that often. I go downtown to the book bar, which is like the only first Black-owned business bookstore, really, that features only Black and African authors and books. So, and they're all brand new. They're not secondhand. They're all brand new. So I feel like this is a special thing. So, and I like to support local Black-owned businesses. That I mean, I do that all the time. I will go out of my way. I will buy things. I'll support. Even if I'm not really like, I was like, I really don't need this. I remember BlerdCon, I bought some books that I was like, I really wasn't feeling this book, but I was like, let me just support. You know what I mean? I love us so much, Black and African people. I love us so much that I'm like, I just feel like we should just be better and top and more. And I feel the love for us more than even, I don't know if we feel it ourselves, but I just elevate Black people myself. Not saying we're better than anyone else, but I like to elevate us above what people are doing.
Gotcha.
Like, you know, we've been put in the bottom for so many things, and, you know, people love our culture but don't love us, and I hate that. So I support Black-owned, Black everything. And so I went to the book swap. I took a Black book too. It was a comic book. It was a love con. It was about a Black girl who does cosplay, who went on a reality show about cosplay. It was interesting, but I swapped the book because I was like, I read it and it was like a one-time read for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it has some steamy scenes, some steaming scenes. Anyway, but I went to the book swap and I found out about I won the raffle. So I won a crap load of new fantasy books.
All right.
They weren't Black owned like the fantasy book collection wasn't, but they were still good fantasy books to get into, which I'm always into some good stories. And I had to put the romance on the back burner.
It's the one that her podcast host recommends that she refuses to read.
Girl, the more you say it, the less I'm going to read. Let me stop messing with Whitney. But not because Dark Angel might be really good, to be honest with you.
It's
I might
excellent,
pick it up
actually,
one day.
Yeah.
I might pick it up one day, but she don't read what I told her to read either.
What'd you tell me to read?
Not Shadow and Bone. I did tell you it was good. In Every Mirror She's Black.
But that's I need you to recommend something that's in my genre.
But it's really good though. Like sometimes you could read outside of your genre. Sometimes, like I read different stuff. Fantasy is my genre, but I can do romance. I can do contemporary. I do nonfiction. Mm-hmm. I do all the genres. The only thing I really can't do is horror because it just bothers my spirit. I can't do it. But I also recommended Children of Blood and Bone. I actually think you would really like that one.
I probably actually.
And that's in your genre.
I will get around to watch. Tell me, reading that. My bad.
But I found out about something called.
I have not refused.
Okay,
I just haven't.
I didn't say I refused, but the more you do it, the less I want to read. Okay, so let me get into it. But I was just happy for the book bar owner. That it was a nice event. But what I learned about was that there's something in RVA called the RVA Explore Tours. So, like, a whole bus of people just rolled up to the book swap. Mm-hmm. And we were like, what is this? Why are there a busload of people, like a mini tour bus? We just rolled and we're like, what? And there was like, this is an RVA tour thing. This is why I like to get out into Richmond and do things, because you never know what people are doing. Especially if you're someone like me who's extroverted, who, like, honestly, when I have free time, I just don't like to be at home. I like to just be out about doing things, exploring things, experiencing things, or meeting new people, talking to new people. That's what I prefer to do. So I went and I enjoyed this book swap. I talked to people about different books. It was nice to see some different people. But what I enjoyed was I learned about this tour system. So she does different tours about different things in Richmond. You can get a ticket. You meet together with different people who bought the ticket. You guys go together and experience something. So, like, they did, like, a mommy and daughter one day, and they went to go watch Little Mermaid as a group. Or they did, like, a rooftop tour where they took people all over the city to different rooftops, because Richmond is, like, the rooftop bar place spot, especially downtown Richmond. And then this one was a book tour. So they were going all over the place, and she knew about RVA, the book bar's book swap. So she brought all of them there. And it was nice because it was nice to have so many people there to talk about the books, to exchange books. And then we all were entered the raffle for the books. It was really nice. And so I just like learning about that new thing in Richmond. And she told me about a new thing that they were doing. Their next event is like a concert series where there's, do you know about this? You might not know about this because you don't really follow TikTok trends or anything. But have you heard of this sound bite where it's like, this boy be my DMs, say I'm pretty. Have you heard that? This boy be my DMs, say I'm pretty. There's a really famous, not really famous, but there's a famous artist that she's actually been known. She's a well-known singer, but she blew up even more because of that soundbite. Everyone started using it and putting it on all their reels and stuff. But she's a singer herself and spoken word poet, and she puts that energy into her music. But she's coming on the 16th, doing a concert here. And so they're like doing a canal walk thing, and then they're going to the concert. And she was like, there's one more ticket spot left. And I was like, oh my God, I need to go. But then I was like, I don't need to spend more money because I have other things. I was really torn, but I was so happy to learn about this because I was like, it's a great way for somebody who wants to like explore their city more. And especially if you don't have time or you don't have a significant other to take you on dates, or you don't have friends around that are always available and you're not, everybody's schedules are different, especially if you're much older. And then you're like, I want to meet new people. I want to experience new things. And some other people are not willing to do those things. Or you just have varied interests. It's an awesome thing to do. So I wanted to shout them out because I just like that she made this, and it's very new. They just started this thing. So I was like, I'm going to have to hit them up because this is definitely something I would love to do. Because there's times where I'm like, something is going on in this Richmond. Something's going on in our hometown. What is it? So I can attend. You know, the Greek festival is going on this weekend too, but I was done with Greek food. And I was very happy to be part of that. So I'm learning about the book swap because I finally got a copy of Michelle Obama's book for free.
Oh, okay, sweet.
I've been meaning to. I'm very late. Everyone's like, don't she got a second book out? I'm very late, but I definitely was like, I need to get her book. So I was able to swap out for that, but I enjoyed the exchange. And I got a whole bunch of free books from the raffle. So
nice.
Free books from the book bar, shout you out. And then the RVA tours, and I'm going to totally link them in our show notes.
Sweet. You know what? I forgot about was that the India blurred outs, girl?
Yeah, girl.
I forgot one thing. I want to blurt out about how funny my mommy can be sometimes.
Okay. is that just a regular thing, or are you really blurred out about it? Like, what specifically makes her so much more funny than normal?
I'm going to tell a little story right now. Okay. So I'm...
This is story time. We're done with Blerd Out.
So I was helping Bola and her sister like take photos of her sister's jewelry the other day.
Thank you.
And I forgot to mention it to you guys, but I have cousins that live over there. And I was going to mention it, and I just forgot, my goldfish memory. Bloop, bloop.
Like in the same area my sister lives in?
Yeah.
Ah.
And my mom was like, oh, yeah, did you tell them that we used to live over there? And I was like, actually, I forgot, because I was young enough where I don't have memories of that. Because, it was like
you used to live on that side?
Yeah, because, like, we were in my parents' current house, like, when my brother was born. So I was only 2, so, not too young to really have, like, memories of that. But, like... So I was like, so was like that house there, did you rent it or did you buy it? She was like, no, we bought it. I was like, oh, okay. So you sold that one and then used like whatever proceeds to buy this one. She was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So y'all moved here and then this was y'all's forever home. And my mom was like, well, yeah, but it was also that it seemed like every time we got a new house, we had a baby. So she was like, we ain't buying no more houses. Ain't having no more babies.
Oh, wow. That's hilarious.
So I thought that was funny.
That's hilarious.
That was it. I was just telling that story because I thought it was cute.
All right. So are we ready for the blur? It was very cute, by the way. Are we ready?
We're ready.
Little Mermaid?
We ready.
Should we play some of the music?
We ready.
I feel like we need music.
We ready.
Definitely. For one. Review, actually.
War? Did you say war?
That's the word, right? War?
For y'all.
Oh.
We ready for y'all.
War. Damn.
What in the world?
Misheard lyrics, y'all. Misheard lyrics.
Yeah,
I could have sworn it was...
I shouldn't even, like, I'm just shattering my glass house right now anyway.
I could have sworn it was... Dang, home skillet biscuit. All right.
But we jumping into Little Mermaid, the 2023 live action. When somebody else is you think about going up there, but up there's a big mistake. Just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Such wonderful things around you. What more is you looking for? Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Darling, it's better downwards, where to take it from me. Under the sea, we often go...
I don't know, my bad, I'm sorry.
Under the sea.
That song is fire. I'm
It
sorry.
is. Okay. I know we usually do like first impressions, but since we've started off by singing Under the Sea, let me tell y'all, I had a problem with 2 songs in the 2023 version. Okay, and it's not that I didn't like them, but I was missing something. And one of them was Under the Sea, and the other song was Kiss the Girl. Yes. And it was, I love talking with Bola about this because Bola actually has done music and stuff. So she knows about music theory and different things and can pick out like the different sounds and instruments and things where I can't really do that. So I'm like, we listened right before we started recording. We listened to the 2023 version and then went back and listened to the animated version. So, like, with Under the Sea, I'm like, I'm missing something. I think I'm missing, like, the background singers because, it's just Sebastian singing. And they have Ariel join in, which in the original, they didn't really have her join in the song. But
she was not in there at all.
She was not. But in the original song, they have like a whole like chorus backing it. Mm-hmm. And it felt less full to me. I missed the chorus.
And I had explained to her, mostly because I have the terminology, because I'm such a music fan. Mm-hmm. Like, I absolutely love music. I'm sorry. There's like a dog barking outside, and I'm like, somebody help the dog. Like, what is going on?
Dog's probably barking at people in the street.
Okay, because it's like, it's losing its mind. Okay. But I have the terminology basically to figure out what happened. Because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to watch the 2 because I could not remember. One of my main issues was I could not remember how the story got resolved. Beyond the point that, of course, she got the prince at the end of the day. But I could not remember what happened and how they got Ursula. I just couldn't remember it. And also what was in my head was the original Chris Hans Christian Andersen's original story in the fact that the Little Mermaid didn't get the guy. She just disappeared into sea foam.
Mm-hmm.
Blew my mind, messed me up. So that part was in my head the whole time. Mm-hmm. But of course, Disney was like, we can't do that.
Nah, we gonna scar kids.
We can't burst people's bubbles like that. Let's change everything.
Burst bubbles.
Yeah. Yeah, pun intended. Let's take that. I'm gonna take that. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to watch it before we reviewed it, but I didn't get a chance to. But I enjoyed the film. But the music part, I actually enjoyed the song while I was listening to it in the theater. I thought it was wonderful. Mm-hmm. I thought it was great, but I knew that it was redone. Mm-hmm. So when Whitney told me this, she had watched it, but I hadn't watched the film yet. Mm-hmm. And then I watched it and I listened, and I was like, I have to listen to the original to see what the difference was, because I was like, I didn't have a problem with the music. Mm-hmm. I knew it was different, but I didn't have the other one to let me know what the difference was. Mm-hmm. Now, the only thing that I definitely was like, this is nitpicky, guys, because Daveed Diggs is awesome. Mm-hmm. I do enjoy him, and I think he's very skilled singer, rapper. Let's call him rapper, really. Skilled rapper, musician, and stuff. But the way he was doing Sebastian, he did a cool accent, but it was like you could tell it was an accent as opposed to, I think this is a natural speaker. Mm. Whereas Sebastian, the crab from the original one, you know they grabbed somebody from the islands to do his part. He had a fuller, rounder voice, a deeper voice as well. So that was the only thing where I was like, oh, I could hear the difference. But I think Daveed Diggs did a pretty good job. Especially that accent is not easy to do, to maintain. You could really mess it up and sound really hammy at certain points, kind of like how you can sound like Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins, that the British people hate that version. You know, governor, that whole thing. The Cockney one that he just messes up real, like, I think it's funny, but they hate it because it's super, super, like, anyway, I just think it's funny. But that was the only thing I was like, okay, it's different. And then there was some rapping parts with Awkwafina, because I forgot Awkwafina is actually a rapper. And she used to do music and stuff all over the place. So they had her in there because at certain parts I'm like, is she supposed to be singing that part that way? Because I was like, that note was not that great. But it was still okay. Because I just like something about her vocal quality is just amusing to me. Yeah. So I left Awkwafina alone. But I was like, there is something different. But I didn't have a problem with it. I just thought everything was beautiful. But mostly because the Part of Your World song blew my mind. I literally, when she sang, especially that part where she burst up, I was tearing up so bad. I was like, why am I crying at these movies? I don't understand. And I don't cry at movies like that. But I let my emotions go, and I was like, so beautiful. I was like, I need tissue.
But that's why it, like, stuck out to me, because, like, every other song that was from the original, I had no problem with, because I thought that I was going to be really skeptical about
Poor Unfortunate Souls. That went well.
But Melissa McCarthy killed it. I was like, you go, girl. But then just hearing Under the Sea and Kiss the Girl, I really missed those background vocals. Yeah. And then Bola pointed out that they took out some of the instruments, and like we talked earlier about, we'll come back around to brass. I think you said they didn't have as much brass.
Yes. So you could hear that they remastered the song one, and then they rearranged it as well. So you could tell that the original one from 1980 something, right? Or is it 1990?
It might be 90s. I'm not exactly
I don't know when the original Little Mermaid came out. I don't remember. Let's just say that. But no, I don't remember the date. I know the movie. I don't remember the date. But I can definitely hear that they have like the Calypso style island music band. When you listen to island music, that's just the Calypso band type. Like with the one that has all the steel pan drums and that kind of thing. Yeah. The Calypso style. So most people know island music. They think it's reggaeton, soca. That's that other side. The main side that's sort of African-ish is that Calypso music. That stuff. That's the stuff. And there's always a band, full band with multiple people singing. That's what they did for that. They did. I swear, I could hear, like, they got a Calypso band to really play that music and sing. He had other people backing him up. Yeah. But in this one, it was just Daveed Diggs singing. And then there were certain parts for different songs where you heard, like, in the Kiss the Girl, you heard Flounder and you heard Awkwafina I mean, Scuttle. But that was all you heard. You didn't hear the whoas and the this and that, or it wasn't full because it wasn't multiple voices.
Right.
And then they had more fanfare to the original music.
Yeah.
They pared it down a lot more in this new age version. So,
and I liked it. I just didn't like it as much as I didn't like pared down as much. I liked the vibrancy.
Yes, there's more vibrancy in the, like I said, more fanfare in the original. They definitely cut it back some. And I think they did some new lyrics, apparently. I don't know. They just said, I kept seeing at the bottom, Lin-Manuel Miranda did the new lyrics.
I thought you were talking about for the old songs. Yeah, he did new lyrics for the new songs because they added a couple
new songs.
Yeah,
not the old ones.
Right.
Okay,
so because they had a couple of new songs that they added to the movie,
which I liked. People were talking about how they thought the Prince. So the Prince had a song, and he's very much a British man. And they did it in the British style to me. But I didn't have a problem with the song. It wasn't like a great song. Like it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to remember this. Like right now, I have no idea what the song tune is.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But it was good.
But it was not bad to me. And I was like, people don't come for it. Don't come that hard for him. Like they're like, he's sucking. No, it wasn't sucky. It was very good. It was pretty good.
He was good.
It was, let's say it was solid.
It was and the performance was very, sweeping arms and stuff. It reminded me almost of like Into the Woods. When the two guys were singing and they were being very like over the top with it.
Or like the the Christmas movie with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds. They was very, how they were very like, I was like, I'm surprised at you, Ryan Reynolds. I'm surprised you're in a film like this, but I like it.
Yeah. So I enjoyed it, but like, there was nothing wrong with it.
I agree.
I
agree. But I enjoyed all the musical parts. I really liked the second song that she had too, the song that wasn't in the original, where she was talking about him like just will he recognize her and all that kind of stuff she was doing. I wish I could remember the tune, but I just remember enjoying that song.
Yeah.
But anything Halle Bailey sings,
it's fire.
It's just golden.
I was looking like a little kid. Like it was before the movie had come out, I was at my parents' house. I think it was like on a Sunday or a Wednesday. And there was something on, it must have been like Fox or ABC or something. But Halle Bailey I think she was actually in like maybe Orlando or something, and she was singing Part of Your World. And I was just standing in front of the TV, and I was just sitting, I was frozen like a 4-year-old, frozen in front of the TV, watching her singing along with her, so literally like a 4-year-old.
It was the most beautiful point of the film. I was like, wow. This girl's voice made me cry. Like now I understood why Rob Marshall and all of them like picked her, because they're like, she immediately moved them to tears when she sang the song.
Yes.
And I was moved to tears too, because it was like you got her passion, the desire. You just felt for her. You're just like, wow,
she was perfect for the
Songbird. It was just like there's certain voices where you're like, okay, ooh, you can sing, but there's some voices that they capture you.
It is, and it's like there are certain songs where belting is good, but I love that her voice can do the nuance as well. And it's like, maybe for singers nowadays, or maybe it's just always been a thing, it's sometimes hard for people to not belt an entire song. And I think that was great about like Whitney Houston. Like she could definitely belt, but she had like she could nuance. It was nuanced. She could lower it. She could keep it at a different time. When
level.
To do that so that when the belt came, it had that much more power.
Yes,
and Halle Bailey had that nuance in her voice. It was great. It was great.
Both her and her sister have great control and like vocal qualities when they sing. They're harmonize. They are very professional. Like when you hear them together, you're just like, wow. I'm definitely more of a fan of Halle's voice. Chloe, I'm not gonna knock her. I think Chloe has a wonderful voice as well. I'm definitely more of a fan of Halle's voice. Just something about that little songbird. I'm gonna call her so, because she's just a little cute. And, she's just so pretty.
She is.
I was
she's
also
adorable.
Transfixed by her beauty. I was like, this girl is beautiful. Just seeing her on the screen, you're just like, wow.
How old is she anyway?
She should only be 20 something.
Okay, but she also has like that baby face. Because Era's supposed to be, I think, like around 16 for the movie, and Halle has that baby face where you would believe that she's like.
She may
16.
be only 25, but but she looked like she could be still 18 or something.
Yeah. So she had the face where she looks like young enough for the role, like you would believe she's like a 16-year-old mermaid or something. And it just, she was great.
Right, I agree.
I had no notes for Hallie.
Yes, and so we just want to. I want to address the backlash that Black people can't just live and do stuff. There's a book that's called "Black Women Must Be Exhausted." Yes, we are. I am so tired of the backlash. Even after the film then went out and people were bomb reviewing it on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Just trying to fight, and I'm like, this is nonsense. Like, why are we doing this, people? Like, stop. The film is very good. It's actually one of the better ones of the live actions that Disney have done.
They said that it's probably, well, other than the Jungle Book, which
I did not watch that.
Jungle Book is actually excellent, but I also
and
feel
they messed
like
up Lion King so bad. Why? Same live action animals.
I think it was that it was just unnecessary. Because it's like
the Lion King they shouldn't have done that. But
like, yeah, you're just like. You're using animated animals, and it's like it was pretty much exactly the same. And that's the thing with like remaking something. You have to kind of strike a balance between you want the people who saw the original to come back and see this, but you also don't want to make it exactly like the original because it's like, well, why did you make it then? Like if you were gonna do
that's why I like the nuance and the difference, because I'm like, I don't see anywhere where there's like mermaids have to be white redheads. I don't see anywhere.
They don't. They're fictional creatures, people. And I loved her sisters.
Yeah.
Like the diversity and like the different other mermaids. Ooh, the really dark skinned one. I was like, oh my God.
Was beautiful.
Gorgeous. But I loved that, seeing the different like styles of like the little bit of clothes that they did have and like the hair and like it was just really cool. I loved that. It
showed that, like the king, I'm not going to say Javier Bardem did an amazing job playing the dad.
Yes.
Oh, he was an awesome Trident.
You had to get somebody who, because, even when I was young, you looking at, like, King Triton, you're like, he is fine. Yeah. He is built. Damn.
I thought you were just going to talk about, like, a fatherly figure, but you went to the fine part.
He was built. He was like,
Javier is beautiful. He did a good job. He's a handsome man.
But I was also looking at these daughters like, how many mothers did they have?
Right.
King Triton.
But then I like that idea of that, like, it was just, you don't really know what Ariel's mother looks like. Mm-hmm. But it was like, they have multiple daughters because it's like multiple skins can come out. Mm-hmm. And that's what I liked. I was like, why is it all just one? Like, it doesn't matter. We don't have, this is a fictional thing. They're mer people.
Right.
Why do they have to go by the confines of human stuff?
That is true.
And I was like, yeah, let it be like, they're just, a black one came out this time. A white one came out. A yellow one came out this time. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Just, this is how they look. This is my daughters.
This is how we do it.
This is not even, I don't even relate. But actually it does.
I mean, there was some doing had to be done.
Oh my God.
I would assume.
She went there, y'all. She went there. Anyway, so I enjoyed his portrayal. I thought he was very fatherly. Now, can we talk about whether we like live action animals looking very, like, a little too crabby, a little too floundery? What do you think? I didn't even realize Scuttle could be under the water like that.
Right.
I was like, is this bird a penguin or what? Like, why is this bird in the water like that?
She was underwater for a little while. I was like, But I'm like, okay, suspending my disbelief.
Me too. I was like, I don't know if Scuttle should be down here this long.
I didn't know how I felt about, like, Flounder. I mean, it was all right. Sebastian pulled off better for me just because of the way the eyes were.
Yeah.
But like the other, like Sebastian, just because of how realistic, for some reason, Sebastian's eyes helped it.
Yeah, it didn't look not as bad.
Yeah.
But not like, too like awkward.
Yeah. The other ones, I'm just like, is this why y'all didn't have like the backing fish chorus? Because I'm like, because it just looks awkward. It's just, I kind of understand why, but at the same time, I'm like,
It's different with the Flounder. Just didn't like. I like the little Flounder voice, but I was like, Flounder wasn't hitting to me as much.
Yeah, because it's like you can't make
fishy.
You can't really make a realistic looking creature emote the same way because like their like lips don't move the same way as human lips. Like you can't make the sounds.
I didn't have a problem with Scuttle though. I just didn't think Scuttle should be in the water that long.
Yeah, actually, you're right. I didn't have really a problem with Scuttle, but yeah, the thing when Scuttle was on the water talking to them, I'm like, how long exactly can Scuttle survive under the water here? And she's talking too, so like that, I was like,
right,
something is striking me is not quite right.
Yes.
Speaking of, I meant to say this. This is a very late-hitting joke. But on the Under the Sea and Kiss the Girl, it's like the opposite of, I think there's something here that wasn't here before.
Oh, my goodness. Hilarious. So I don't know why. I always assumed that Sebastian was a lobster. I thought he was a lobster because of how red he looked, and I don't know why, but I always thought Sebastian was a lobster.
And I thought he was a crab.
No, I'm wrong.
Oh, okay.
I just assumed that it was a lobster because of the way he looks, the cartoon, how they made it. It looked like a lobster to me because I see Sebastian, I don't see crab, the cartoon character,
Gotcha.
The original one. I was like, oh, this looks more like a lobster, red, more like taller. Crab is like more flat to me and wide, and then I thought Sebastian with his head up like that, I just thought he was a lobster. Yeah. So to find out they used a crab, and I was like, oh, he was a crab the whole time. I was like, that's why I was like, is this happening? But I didn't dislike it. I just was like, oh, it's a crab just going across the screen. But I didn't dislike it. I thought it was fine. I remember I saw a TikTok that said somebody's like, y'all can't have a whole Sebastian on the screen looking like a whole, like he needs to be in my crab seafood boiled, all this kind of stuff. They're like, he looked too delicious. I was like, you need to stop. Can I say this? I love that Black people went out to support.
Nice.
There was so much support for our girl, because there were still people. I remember I saw a tweet by some Muslim girl. She had a hijab on, and I was like, she was still like, I'm sorry, this is still not my Ariel. I'm like, it doesn't matter because Ariel don't belong to you. This is Ariel that they're showing. You can get on board, you don't have to. But it was so much hate still. And I'm like, to me, when I see what Halle Bailey did with that, I see the original Ariel cartoon. Yeah. Like, it was almost like it was almost like Halle had that essence already in her. Right. And it was like, even down to the face, the way she acted, I was like, this is the perfect casting. Her skin color doesn't matter. Right. I was like, when I see Ariel, I was, yes. To me, it translated so well. She did such a good job. I agree. It didn't matter to me, her hair or whatever. They had the red dreads in there, and I loved them. The locks were amazing. But I was like, all this other stuff that people were like, I was like, you guys need to get over it. So I like that we all went out and support. And a lot of people, I saw families, because it came on Memorial Day weekend. I mean, the theater was packed. I couldn't get a reserved ticket anywhere. I just had to go to Regal and be like, can I just get my 2 seats? 2 seats, I got them. So me and Anu could watch it. And we enjoyed it so much. The film my first impression was I loved the color. Yes. Under the Sea cinematography was beautiful. Oh my God. Can we talk about it?
I also loved the cinematography in Poor Unfortunate Souls with like the stuff that was lighting up. I was like, this is awesome.
The lights under there, because the sea's dark. So yeah, I enjoyed that very much. And I thought, what was the actress name?
Melissa McCarthy?
She did a wonderful Ursula.
She did.
I was worried about you because I was like, will Whitney approve? But when I saw her, I was like, I think she banged it out.
Yes, she did. She did her thing. Yeah. I was loving it. And Melissa McCarthy is just an excellent, I think actress in general, but I really love her in comedic parts. Because when Ariel was first meeting her, or not actually when she met her, but when they had their Flotsam and Jetsam were making the little circle that Ursula could see through. And Ursula's talking to Ariel in her little underground grotto. And she's like, you're the sea witch. She's like, the what? I just thought that was so funny. Right. Just her intonation on that.
Yeah, she had good presence. And she had she did a nice little sea witch. I liked her little scales. Everything was shiny. I just liked the details they had. And I mean, I was down for the adventure. I was sucked in. I remember I wanted popcorn so bad. This is the second movie. I went to 2 movies and I didn't get popcorn. Aww. One, because we were so late getting there, and then the lines were so long that we could not wait. And so we were just forget it. And then the second movie, I didn't get popcorn.
I wanted popcorn too, when I went to see it, because I got my ticket I came home because it was after I did the marble class with Todd, and I came home, got something to drink, I think, and then went back out. So I was cutting it, not super close, but close enough. I didn't want to miss for any trailers in case there was anything good. So I got my ticket at their little machine because Regal that we go to only has one machine. This time it was a different one, but still only one out of those 3 machines working. I'm like, come on, y'all. But the lines for concession were long enough where I'm like, I want popcorn, but I don't want to miss any trailers, so I'm not going to.
And I didn't mind missing the trailers. I just didn't want to miss any of the movie. And I was like, we were cutting it close, and I was like, we're going to miss the movie. Because even when me and Anu got there, we were like, the line was like so long. I was like, forget this. Let's just scan our thing in. And then she's like, no, Bola, we got some time. I was like, no, we don't. She's like, I'm going to go. She's like, just text me if the movie starts. I was like, I texted her. She's like, yeah, the line's not moving. I was like, girl, this movie is about to start. Just come up in here. So she came back. So I really wanted popcorn that day. But I was so engrossed in the film. The cinematography, everything got me into it.
And I was really glad because, people were talking about, like, before it, like, released, they were like, oh, the cinematography, it looks so dark. But then when, I don't know if they made a change because people talked about it or if it was just, I don't know what it was. But the cinematography was great. It wasn't too dark because I know when people were showing stills, they were like, look at this. It's so dull looking.
And then, I mean, you want to, this is my thing with these things. You have to have some kind of verisimilitude when it comes to this stuff, but you can't do so much. You still have to like the shot. Like, that was one of the issues I had with the Game of Thrones last season.
Oh my God.
That one episode, I mean, I know they were going for verisimilitude. It's supposed to be super dark, but at the same time, it's like, we can't see anything. How are we going to watch the show? Like, I was like, can I turn up the contrast or something on the brightness on my, because I couldn't see.
Why can't we go back to the old days where they just made the cinematography blue so that you knew that it was dark? Exactly. But I could actually see what's going on.
Because I was like, you still need to see. I know everyone wants to be like very hyper realistic, which is what verisimilitude means, but no, you need to be able to see. So I was like, I like what they did because it's like, it's under the sea. Yeah, it's dark under there, but at the same time, we're watching a film. No point in, like, there's no point in us watching blackness for 2 hours. I'm not paying for that. So, except for the blackness on her skin. Hello? Hey, amen. I'm not going to watch just dark. No. Right? So, we needed the light. We needed the color. I enjoyed how they did. I thought the cinematography was amazing. Great. I didn't see any bad parts.
I thought it was too. I thought it was great. I was like, because I know my mom was not super enthused about going to see it because she's like, she had seen or watched or heard those things where people were complaining about it looked like too dull, like it wasn't like bright. It was
very vibrant to me.
But I'm like, when I watched, I was like, Mom, you should see, because that's one of her problems. Like, she likes things that are like bright. She doesn't like seeing, even like the Dark Knight
movies. Yeah,
like where that's a choice. She's not fond of that type of thing.
I don't blame her.
So she was not sure if she was going to be feeling this just because of reasons like that. You know, she's all for supporting Halle Bailey, but she was like, I don't like dark cinematography.
Oh,
but
it
I'm
was
like,
not.
No,
there was no point in making that movie like that.
Right.
You needed to see.
It's the freaking Little Mermaid. Like, it was all bright and stuff, and all the different creatures and things. So
exactly.
like, yeah, and I think they did a great job translating that to a live action.
I also liked I liked the Prince choice.
Oh, I thought he was great. He was
handsome.
Yes.
British man, I loved it.
Yes.
And then I'm not gonna lie to you, they tried to put in, like, nowadays I've been seeing this everywhere where there's always a bit of diversity in. So sometimes I'm like, the diversity check box is nice, but sometimes I'm like, people do it just because they have to, and I'm like, let's also make sure it's the right fit. Because I was like, there's a queen, and that's why I wanted to watch the first one, because I don't remember there being any other people.
I was wondering about that too.
I couldn't remember the queen or not. I was like, was there a king?
You didn't see either.
I don't remember.
Because I'm like, but that's pretty par of the course for Disney. Like, nobody has any parents.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm like, why is there always orphans in the Disney movies? It's something that should be studied, okay? It might be studied.
They said that it's because Disney lost his parents, I think, like in a fire or something early. So a lot of like the early Disney stuff, you have these things with like, orphans, motherless,
everything.
Yeah.
Look at Anna and Elsa. That's new, and it's still motherless child. But I was like, okay, the choice to make Eric an orphan adoptee of his black queen, and I was just like, this is interesting.
I liked filling in spaces like that.
Yeah. And then the only thing I thought was weird was like, I was really digging the island vibes because I like the staff and everything.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I can't pinpoint the era we're in.
I wasn't sure what island either. I kind of wanted to know, but at the same time, I knew it wasn't exactly important. But just because it seemed like it's so close to being like our world, except for with like, these mythical creatures that don't
then
exist.
I'm like, shouldn't Eric be black? And then I was like, how is there a black queen? I know I was going there with my mind, but I shouldn't have, because I didn't really care. But at that point I was like, what kind of culture is this, that they're island nations and the queen is black, and then she's adopting this white boy? And I was like, Hamilton? And then I was like, because Hamilton is, and then I was like, I don't know, I was just all over the place. So I couldn't tell, because I was like, I loved seeing the scene where they went to the market and she was like eating flowers and using a fork in her hair like her hair was spaghetti. All those funny things that she was like, she didn't know what she was doing. It was so cute. But then I was like, but what era are we in? I couldn't tell by the costume and stuff. So that part I was like, okay. But I didn't care.
But it might have been purposeful, because you can't quite tell, because it's
it didn't matter to me.
It doesn't matter, and plus it's not like historical.
Exactly. You're right. So that's why I was like, it didn't matter to me. I didn't care.
But it is one of those things that your brain starts just kind of searching, though, like, where are we?
Yeah, because of the choice of having a black queen. And I was like, okay, we have a black queen.
It does. I did wonder the same thing. I'm like, did one of the islands have a queen?
Yeah, and then I was like, was he adopted?
Or, did he have not necessarily a queen, but like royalty, like a king and or queen.
It just made me curious for the other one, because I was like, was this stuff that I'd missed in the first one?
I'm pretty sure that they had no mention whatsoever of like the king or queen.
Okay, so they just added it.
Yeah.
I like what they added.
I did. It filled it in. It's like, can we please explain why no one has any parents?
It was romantic. I like the king. I mean, the Eric's backstory, and like he wanted to do things while he was voyaging.
Yes, I like that too.
He wasn't made for sedentary life.
I like that too. I was reading
provincial life, if you must.
I was reading an article that talked about how like the original Eric was like so boring, and I like that they filled him in and gave him personality.
I liked him a lot.
Yeah, they gave him motivations. They made him more of a dynamic, rounded character,
right.
Where he was, which is it's kind of an interesting like turnabout, instead of like, how a lot of times in older movies women are just the love interest.
Right.
Like in The Little Mermaid, he was just the love interest. He didn't really have that much more dimension beyond that. And I like that
kinda
they gave him
Sleeping Beauty too. Nothing to that prince at all.
Right.
It was like, anyway, not my favorite.
Yeah, but I like that they gave him like backstory, personality, where you cared about him as a character and not just as a piece of meat, because he's a fine piece of meat in the animated in this one.
He was.
But now it was more than him just being handsome. It's like he's got personality. It's like you like him. And I like that they explained kind of his search and everything, and kind of showed him falling in love with Ariel, with her not being able to talk, and kind of letting go of this person that he wanted to find because she saved his life and stuff. And I like kind of how they explained the other thing. Because, in the end of the animated one, it's like they're getting married on the boat. And it's like straight to marriage. Now, granted, I know royalty, sometimes they marry sight unseen, like Queen Charlotte. But I'm just like, I like the fact that in the 2023 live action movie, it's the engagement party. It wasn't like they're immediately getting married.
Yeah. And that was the modernization of stuff. And so that's why they added a new song for him. And they just wanted to up, like, I guess, they have to be PC. Is that the right word?
Politically correct?
Yeah,
PC.
they had to be PC about certain things and come up to our modern times. But I like that they had a song for her. My sister still gets mad because she doesn't like the Aladdin. I really do like the live action.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Bollywood
she calls it. She said that movie should be called Jasmine. Now, she be running hard about that, and I was like, no, it was a very good film. And then she's like, no, he looks weird. I'm like, Genie does look weird. Like, which person's gonna look nice blue? Like, get over yourself. But I enjoyed that, even though they try to do PC stuff, because at least it wasn't on that scale where the Aladdin, she felt like it was too much of girl power in there and everything. They're like, she's like, this is Jasmine's movie. Aladdin ain't doing shit. She was mad. And she was like, that's why he couldn't get no roles after the film. And I was like, don't do him like that. Oh, that's not his fault. But the film did well. It was nice. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
You don't have so much of it where the new song and everything, because all that stuff was supposed to be for that time period. Women didn't have a lot of power, all that kind of stuff. Jasmine didn't have a lot of agency what was happening to her. Right. But I like that Ariel was trying to fight, and I like that Triton wasn't just so much. He was more of a protective father instead of just like a patriarchal father, where you're like, you're a girl and you have to listen to me. He was like, I'm trying to protect you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they killed your mother. That's why.
Yeah.
You don't need to be messing with those folks. You know?
I like that.
So I like that.
And I like how, I mean, it was very on the nose, but I didn't feel like it was on the nose in a bad way. I like how at the very end, King Triton was like, I'm sorry that you had to lose your voice for us to hear you.
That was the best line.
Yeah.
Whitney. I'm glad you remember it.
Yes.
Because I remember as soon as you said it, I was like, wow, that line really struck me. I love how they did that.
And because I know a lot of people, like with the original Little Mermaid story, they had a problem with that she was like, oh, she had to lose her voice to get a man. So they like addressed it in this movie, like with that line at the very end. He was like, I'm sorry that you had to lose your voice for us to hear you or listen
and
to.
It was really, I like that they focused it more where like she was really trying to get her father to just allow her to see what she was doing, like to know where her heart was and where she was going after, and how the other sisters might want to do something, but like maybe I'm a different one. I want to do something else. I want to be with the humans, you know, and I still love my family. I still love my sisters. I still love dad, you know, but I want to do this. So I like that I like the way they did it, you know.
I liked filling it in the way they did too. There was like you felt the longer time period before she came back to Eric. Like she was down with her father. He was like, and he had to see her like and be like,
see her sad and moping, right,
and be like, okay,
and how she was just always laying on the rock because she wanted to be there. She wanted to be
where the people are.
She wanted to see them dancing. Okay, I'm done.
But I did.
Anything we didn't like? Can I ask you this question? So I don't remember, but in this one, Ariel killed Ursula. The boy helped. Eric helped. But my sister said in the original, Eric killed her.
I think in the original he was, because, you know, it would have been kind of difficult for Ariel in her mermaid form to get on top of like a ship like she was. But I do believe that in the original it was Eric who was like steering the ship that impaled Ursula.
Okay, because in this one they made it totally different.
They did.
Ariel,
they were both
doing the thing.
They were both on ships, but this time it was yeah.
And I was in my mind. I remember watching. I was like, "Is that what happened to her? Is that how she died?"
Yeah, she was impaled by like this
pointy,
jaggy thing on the ship.
She got really big. I was like, whoa.
She was. I'm like, that scene was pretty awesome too, where she was like, I'm like, whoa.
She was scary big.
Yes.
I was like, wow.
I was like, that scene was really
I was like,
cool.
Ant-Man. That's all I said in my head. I was like, Ant-Man then gave her one of the pin particles.
But I thought that scene was really cool. How they, like the Ursula scene where she gets like huge.
Right.
I don't know what it was, but something about that I just really enjoyed it.
Do you think there was enough like drama there, or did you think they sped up that part where she came on land as the girl pretending, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna marry this one"?
I think there was enough because, to be honest, that was a very short sequence in the animated movie. Anyway,
okay.
you see Ariel see them down there like, "Oh, we're getting married," and then kind of more or less. Next scene, or maybe 2 scenes from then, it's on the boat with them getting married. At least I like how they also, another point where they filled in the story some, where he's like kind of struggling with himself, even though he was enchanted, because he's still like, well, where is Ariel? And he's like, I need to talk to her or whatnot. But he was kind of still... You could see some part of him beyond the kind of haze that the spell had put on him. Like, I need to talk to Ariel. He hadn't like just completely forgotten her. And I like that, like I said, I like that it was not just straight to marriage. It's like, this is the engagement party where, and I thought it was funny. Maybe it says something about me that I thought it was funny that it was like the cat fight moment where she's like at the engagement party and like rips.
I know. I was like, that's my girl. That's my girl.
Ripping the necklace off her. I'm like,
give me that thing.
This looks really bad for women, but at the same time, I am highly amused.
I mean, I thought it was great. I enjoyed it too. I also love the helper guy that was looking out for him, the like fatherly figure. I love that too. Yeah. And I was like, was that in? I need to go back and watch the original. I was like, was this in there? I don't remember.
I think the character was in there, but he wasn't very prominent. I think
it's not. I'm not gonna lie to you. It seemed like him and the Queen had some things. Had some moments.
And Mrs. Jones.
Is her name Mrs. Jones?
No, but it just, they got a thing going on.
Oh, that's where you were going. I was really, the tension was palpable. I was like...
I know, right? I was like, I mean, it seems like the husband's gone on for a little while. Seems like
right. I have needs. I want to be gardened.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I was about to say the
like Violet Bridgerton. I want to be gardened.
I was
plowed.
I was going the exact same place. We are on the same wavelength.
I was like, hey, it ain't too late. You can get this guy. It's fine.
But speaking of, I really love the
like
actress that they got to play the queen.
I like the role. And I think it's interesting that they were like, oh, it's the sea gods. And I thought it was very interesting how they did it. I love the scene at the end. I'm going to finish with this. The scene at the end where everybody, the mer people, I love, they had all sorts of mer people, different ages, groups, sizes, everything, came up and were like, yeah, we're here, we're in the sea. There's a bunch of us that look different, and we're going to come together here. We're seeing the two worlds come together. I thought it was beautiful. I loved it.
That was definitely a tearjerker moment for me.
Right.
More so than the original. The way they kind of tweaked the sequence of events, because it's like, she's married now. She's happy that she has Eric, but at the same time, you could see in her eyes,
she's going to miss her family.
She was missing her family. So when they showed up at the end, I'm like,
I loved it. I loved everyone popping out of the water.
I loved it
Although
too.
I didn't see the girl from Bridgerton who played one of her sisters. Remember in season 2, the main actress? Tall one?
Oh, okay.
I didn't see her again in the second part.
Okay.
Because, I mean, the girls didn't have a bunch of work to do anyway, the sisters. But some of them had more scenes than others. But I thought I would see her again in that big moment where everyone was together. But I didn't see her again. But there was a lot of sisters anyway, and that part doesn't matter. Anyway, are we ready for the rating?
Yes.
All right. So now we're going to rate the film. We rate in glasses. And I just periodically tell people, because they're going to be like, what do you mean by glasses? We're nerds, so we, of course, are giving glasses. Hello.
And plus, we both wear glasses.
Exactly. Triple F Queen has like 8 pairs. All different colors.
Bola has so many glasses. It's
I need more.
She's got glasses for every outfit. Actually, this looks like it's a glasses
I have red outfit, red glasses. Yes, girl, I'm doing it. I'm always coordinated from the head to the toe, baby. You know.
Come on, girl. Right. Put some bass in your walk.
Hello.
Head to toe. Let your whole body talk.
My glasses. All right, let's stop being silly, which we enjoy being silly. So I'm going to give this film 8 glasses and a monocle.
Girl, we are on the exact same wavelength because I am also giving it 8 glasses and a monocle.
I mean, I just thought it was very well done. I would go watch it again.
It made me smile through the movie. It made me smile, but it's just I
teared up too.
It was a great movie, you guys. You should definitely see it.
I'm gonna go a perfect 10 to me, but it was pretty, like, to me, if you get over a 7, you're a pretty good film.
Yeah,
I can watch it again.
To me, you're a great film if you're an 8.
Yeah, you're a great film if you're an 8. Yes.
And it's just like, I think if they had done some more with Under the Sea and Kiss the Girl, I might have at least gotten it up to like a 9. But just like, it was a great film. It really was great. And
I recommend it. Definitely.
I would agree with that article I read. It is probably, other than The Jungle Book, probably the best live action reimagining of a Disney movie. And I think one thing about The Jungle Book, just to go to that article really quick. I didn't mind the Beauty and the Beast. I liked the Beauty and the Beast. I really liked it. But I would put this above Beauty and the Beast. And I think maybe it's because Beauty and the Beast was almost kind of one-to-one. They had a little bit, but I liked the places they chose to expand in The Little Mermaid to put more substance into the story. I thought it was very well done where they decided to expand on characters or make them more rounded or dynamic.
I agree. All right, y'all. So that is our review. Whitney gave it
8 glasses in a monocle, so 8.5, guys.
Yeah, and that's our average score, right?
That is, we both said the same amount. So it is 8 glasses in a monocle.
She usually does that stuff. She putting the lenses together. I don't know.
I do the math.
She does the math. I do the words. All right, y'all. So that is our review of 2023's The Little Mermaid. So go out there and watch it, y'all, and then tell us what you guys thought as well. Yeah, we'd love to hear what you guys, stuff we didn't pick up on, stuff we didn't discuss, so we can go back and look at it. Yeah. And I'm probably gonna go watch the original one too.
You should,
just to refresh my mind.
It's one of those ones I really like. I have always really liked Beauty and the Beast, but there's something about The Little Mermaid, and I think it's the music. I think the music in The Little Mermaid has hit me
it's different than the other stuff.
Yeah.
The other stuff is definitely more like orchestral, like kind of Western, but you have some flavor in the sha-la-la-la-la. All that stuff is Calypso Island music. Black, let me say that. Let me just go back. It's black-ish, so we have some flavor on it. I mean, honestly, it should have been black. Anyway, let me just leave it alone. I love Halle Berry's portrayal, so you're very excited. You guys hit us up again, like you said.
Yeah.
And you guys, now we're going to just bow out of here, okay? So y'all just continue to what? Blerd out. And we see you on the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Byes. Thanks for listening to our podcast. Please subscribe to our show on whatever podcast listening app you use and share the show with other Blerds and non-Blerds, family and friends. And if you like this episode, please subscribe to our email newsletter at blerdtalkbw.ck.page and also rate and review our show on Apple Podcasts.
Intro and outro music is Twilight by Caption. You can find them on SoundCloud, username Caption spelled CAPSHUN. Show notes by Bola, Hanson, audio engineering by Whitney Booker.
And don't forget to get social, you guys. You can email us at blerdtalkbw@gmail.com. And our social media handles on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok is at BlerdTalkBW. And our YouTube channel is youtube.com/@BlerdTalkBW. And we've got our individual things going on too. You can find the Triple F Queen on Instagram at Triple F Queen B as in boy. And my YouTube channel is youtube.com/@Triple F Queen B.
And you can find me, Whitney, at Luminabi Studios, my company. And the email address is wit@luminabi.com, spelled WHIT@LUMENABI.com. And you can also find me on Twitter at Luminabi Studios.